On this episode of Delivering Marketing Joy, I get in Dana Zezzo's face about how you can use social media to grow your business and how you get rid of excuses. Hey everybody, joining me on Delivering Marketing Joy this time is the Chief Marketing Officer and just marketing and social guru, Dana Zezzo. There you go, I like it. Thank you so much for joining us, Dana. I really appreciate it.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks a lot, man. We like to jump right into it, so I'm going to jump right in with a real quick question for you. Kind of in the promotional products industry, and of course you're a promo guru, but you're also in our industry kind of a social media guru. Why do you think social media is so important in selling today?
We'll jump back on the word guru. When I speak around the country on the topic, and I like to consider myself a social media activist.
Okay, I like that.
It's all about practicing what you preach. I've been to a lot of social sessions. I've been, thousands of questions have been thrown at me. They're all my dialogue after hours from work, at work, with employees, with friends. I was at a campfire last night and with some local administrative people from our community, or our education group. Our school system is the right word. And the whole dialogue was social media, and kept pointing to me. It's like, turn this off. Stop it for a minute. But, hey, look, I'm an activist, and I practice what I preach. What does it mean? Social selling, there's been books out, blogs out. I know what it means to me. I operate in a B2B environment, and I am absolutely convinced, and all my content I'm writing is about people today. I think more than ever, they're buying in two ways. They're buying either online, or they're buying with people they know, like, and trust. And I think there's a clear line there. I think it used to be very jaded. It was very not too sure. I'm not comfortable about buying online. It might jeopardize my exposure, my credit's going to get hacked. Yeah. I found out that you go to Home Depot and you get hacked, and all you did is use your debit card. So it has nothing to do with the internet anymore. So I'm going to be, in my job, and my role at the company is to make sure that on the side of that line, where people are going to buy from people they know, like, and trust, it's my job to not only implement that every day in our business practices, but mentor all the people at Jetline who have the potential to build a relationship with our clientele and our customer base, whether they are new or existing, and build on that. There's always the ability to build one step further, get to know a person one more level, get them to trust you a little bit more, and get them to like you a little bit more. And I'm really just trying to spend a lot of time teaching my people that getting customers to like you is really just being you. Don't be someone fake. I know that's the biggest downfall, and I think that's where social media, it exposes that. If you're not true to yourself and your beliefs, we have a rule at Jetline: we don't post politics and we don't post religion. Yes, the infamous social media posting rule. But it is just put yourself out there, because people are going to buy more from people they know, like, and trust. And that's what social selling is becoming such an integral part of our strategy at Jetline. And really, it's fun. That's the best part about it. It's interesting. If you love people and your passions are really to integrate yourself with your clientele and get beyond lugging stuff into their showroom and putting it on the desk, and you're saying, I know I've got exactly 45 minutes, I better hurry up and blurt through all this stuff, or going on a run, or because we found out that we both like to run through Map My Run, and we post that on Facebook, and I can jog, or I think jog's not a cool word anymore, but I can run on a beautiful path on a beautiful morning with a customer for 40 minutes and build a relationship way far beyond what a rep going through the routine can do. And that's how I want to do business. And if that can make me enough money, and my staff enough money to make a living while we're given the time to do that, that's all I'm asking for. I don't want to conquer the world here. I'm just running a social media strategy to make my life more enjoyable and do more fun things with clients rather than what we call work.
No, I love that. And one of the things I really liked what you said was people do still do business with people they like, know, and trust. And that leads me actually pretty well into my next question. I mean, you do practice what you preach on social media, but you also travel a lot. You get in front of people. Why is that still important?
One of my sessions, I've been presenting publicly about social media around the nation for about 3.5 years. I don't know the exact time. It's all running together. And one of my things I talk to a lot is that I think there's a perception that when you're active on social media, suddenly you live in a cubicle or a closet or a box or something that's got very tight space, and you become this geeky person that just types away and finds all this stuff to post. And I think with my travel and what's intrigued and helped my career is that I've just basically shared that with people. I think people will find it kind of funny or sympathetic when I'm trapped at airports. Do I want them to feel that way? I don't know. I don't know if I really care, other than just live this life of 40 to 43 weeks of travel through my eyes. And there's some pretty funny stuff that happens, and customers have attached themselves to that. I think one of the most accidental campaigns that now exist is, hashtag hotel views. And that came from basically, again, this perception that if you live on the road, you live this glamorous lifestyle. And I wanted to point out to the world, hang on a second, let me show you what that looks like. And so every day from a hotel, or every time I'm in a different hotel, I post the view from the room and just put hotel view. And I've never said where I was at. I've never complained about the hotel. That's not the strategy. It just, here is what I look at every morning. Like, I don't know what you look at every morning that sets the tone for your day, but sometimes I've got a beautiful ocean. Sometimes I got a brick wall. Sometimes I got an air conditioned unit. Sometimes I got a parking lot. It's just it's intriguing, and it's just to show, hey, look, I'm out here every day trying to get it done. And I think the moral of that campaign, and I emphasize accidental campaign because it didn't happen on purpose, which is like I think what most great social media um, is that it just shows my customers every day, I'm out here. I want your business. I'm not sitting in a cube hoping and praying for the next PO to come, across the fax machine. Oh wait, does that still exist? Wait a minute, the next order to come through the
Facebook.
email. I'm out here. I want the business. I'm out here trying to get it, and it's become quite an interesting little strategy of mine.
Well, and I like, you and I have talked about this on separate occasions where you're just saying, hey, look, I'm giving you a glimpse into my life. And I think that's one of the powerful pieces of social media. So I love that. Final question for you, and I hope I'm queuing you up a little bit here. I know you hear excuses, why I can't do social media. I don't want to do social media. I have to expect the number one is time. And what do you think about that excuse? And what do you say to those folks who say, hey, I don't have time to market on social media?
Oh yeah, I mean that's time and content are the two the two biggest pushbacks. And again, that's why I wrote my latest, what I call my third generation of content for my sessions. And I respect everybody's time, and I do have downtime in airports. Okay, so this is, if you really step back, and not that I want to give everyone a glimpse into my little secrets, but I do actually have a lot of interesting downtime. Traffic, airports, hotels, because my dinner meeting is not until 7 and it's 4:30. So I do have a lot of interesting scenarios where I'm able to make efficient use of downtime. Now I would say that probably most Americans have very similar downtime. Just I don't think they're willing to accept it, or they choose to sit on the couch and eat potato chips. Okay, I don't turn on the TV. I'm not a fan of television. I'm a fan of social media because television doesn't make me any more money. Social media gets one more customer to know who I am. So I agree, the pushback is time, but if somebody like myself who travels 40 to 43 weeks a year, I manage all sales and marketing. I'm senior vice president of a pretty significantly, sized company in our industry, top 50 company, have significant people underneath me, and I can still find time to do it. I would think that the average business owner should actually have no excuses, because there's 24 hours in a day, and how many do you utilize? Mm-hmm. And if you choose to only utilize 9 to 5, well, then you'll probably make income equivalent to 9 to 5. That's not our society anymore. If you want to be successful, then you go 9 to 6 or 9 to 7 or 8 to 7, and that's where you find the time. But the thing is that I think that most people need to understand is a great social media strategy is organic. It's not pre-planned. Does an element of it need to be pre-planned? Yes, it will. But that's not what I would want people to worry about first. The true essence of social media is the organic spontaneity. What is the word?
Spontaneity, yeah.
That's what it needs to be. That's what's fun. That's what people like. Mm-hmm. And again, that's what keeps it real. I think the more organic your social media strategy is, I think the more authentic it is. I think if you have it all pre-canned, I think consumers today, with the amount of high-level intelligence that operates in the ad agency world, mm-hmm. we have been subliminally programmed to immediately know if something's been planned or not.
Right.
And is it authentic or not? And is it believable or not?
Yeah.
And the cool thing about a great organic social media strategy is it immediately wipes out all three of those questions of doubt, which is the consumer always, I think, will default to, you're lying to me. Right. I think the general consumer doesn't believe advertising or marketing anymore. So by making it real and organic and spontaneous, I think it brings back that, well, that just happened. Like, he's actually going to go there, or he's looking at that, or he's going to eat that, or, oh my gosh, he's in the plant. There's from the factory floor. Mm-hmm. I think really shows somebody that it's in the here and now. And I think as you see social media develop and advertising develop, you'll see here and now. A great example of this is, have you ever watched television and flip between two shows, and you could tell the difference between a pre-recorded show and then live TV? Have you seen this before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tonight I'm watching a show that my wife had pre-recorded. How ironic! And it was Nashville, the show Nashville. And something changed, and I kind of looked at her, and she was oblivious to it, which that's fine. She's not looking at the same eyes as I am. And I go, "Did you change the channel?" And she's like, "No, it's recorded." I'm like, "Something changed." She's like, "What are you talking about?" I made her rewind it, and basically it found an exact point in the recorded show called Nashville where it went from that recorded look of a show to when one of the bands was playing and it looked live because they were using a different lens or a different camera, and it made that music seem like it was actually happening live. And the other night it hit me that when a show like Nashville in prime time is attempting to make the imagery of what you're seeing look live, and we know damn well it's pre-recorded, advertising is changing.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I know you and I have talked about it. I think, you talk about that authenticity piece, and I think one of the things that, and you allude to it a lot, is sometimes social media is not about just selling, not just, I mean, it's certainly about selling, but, the posts you make, part of building trust and credibility with, I think, some of those advertisers is not always trying to sell them something. You're just, letting them in.
Actually, I would say of Jetline's social media strategy, which is, that's originally what they had brought me on for, a big part of that, and is really only maybe 25%-ish is we're selling something.
Right.
Now, we tend to it's down on the individual level. Again, when you come into a major corporation and you're implementing a social media strategy, there are different strategy lines that equate to the brand, and then the individuals that represent the brand. Mm-hmm. So it's accepted that the brand, so the Facebook brand page or the Twitter under the handle of the brand, people are going to follow that because they want to stay up to date with the company. They choose because you don't do a newsletter, or you don't have a camera you can walk around in there, or we don't have a newspaper, or we don't have our own news channel. So the modern day newsletter is real time, and that's something that a consumer chooses to follow. That's why a customer will follow your Facebook page under the brand name, or the Twitter handle, or the Pinterest, or the Instagram, because what they're ultimately trying to do is say, I want to keep up. I want to keep more information. I want to be more up to date with your company. Mm-hmm. And that's a green light for you to, give them information. If you're smart, only about 20-25% will be selling, and the rest will be kind of just understanding who the company is, who are the humans behind this mass man.
I like it. All right, man. Well, thanks so much. That's plenty of content for us to consider on this week's show. Give everybody a chance to ask me a question. Do you want to do so?
Sure, I would love to. So, Kirby, you have been trudging down this road of social media. You're an advocate too. What percentage, when you're out in your local community, what percentage of the conversation, the dialogue, ends up related to social media with you in your community?
That's a great question. I like that. It's interesting. I think, and I wonder if you would back me up on this. It's funny. I'll go an extended period of time, and I do a lot, not only that I would call social media, but certainly content marketing. And I'll go extended periods of time where I really won't hear much about it. But then I'll go in spells where it's like it's all I hear. I was at a local football game the other night, and I had 4 different people come up to me and say, hey, by the way, I really like your posts in the morning. They're nice and positive, inspiration. I'm like, I haven't heard anything about that for a long time. And so to your point, I think it does give a little bit of insight, and it shows a little bit what you think is important, and it opens up an opportunity for people to approach you who may or may not have the opportunity to do business with you. So that's...
The nice thing, too, is they can choose to follow you and hear you for a while before they ever come in contact with you. That's magical. We never had that in our society before unless someone was stalking you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, Dana, I really appreciate you taking the time and spending with us on the show today, and we'll have to have you back, all right?
Thanks, Love it. Having me.
See you, bud. Bye.